We absolutely love what we do. If you like what we do, why not buy us a coffee? Just follow the link in the description below.
The NFL is back, and FanDuel's got everything you need to play your game. Whether you're all about same-game parlays,
3-leg, 4-leg, or 5-leg. I'm going 4 legs in honor of my dog, Ralph. He has 4 legs.
maybe live betting is your thing.
Wasn't so sure about the QB going in, but now his arm is speaking to me, and it's whispering, lock it in.
Or do your own thing with customized lines on FanDuel your way.
Moneyline is good, but my lines are better.
FanDuel lets you play your game any way you want. And right now, new customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus in present and select states. 18 plus in Kentucky and Wyoming. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
On Deck is built to back small businesses like yours. Whether you're buying equipment, expanding your team, or bridging cash flow gaps, On Deck's loans up to $250,000 help make it happen fast. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau and earning thousands of 5-star Trustpilot reviews, On Deck delivers funding you can count on. Apply in minutes at OnDeck.com. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by On Deck or Celtic Bank. On Deck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
Good evening, one and all. It's Monday night, and welcome back once again to a very special edition of the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by AMG Logistics. With myself, Paul Hipkiss. Nice to be back. The one and only, very well presented last week, Claire Wielder.
Good evening. It's good to be able to sit back and relax this week. We missed you, Paul.
Miss you too. The man with the flying carpet, the chairman, Alan Watson.
Good evening, everybody.
Mr. Fixer, Craig Courtney. Good evening. And can I hand over to the man with the stolen carpet, Mr. Rowe?
That's not very nice, is it? No, you're right, Paul. You're right, everyone. Good to see you all again.
And you, mate. And last but by no means least, sitting a bit further away this time, right.
Good evening, and I will try and fix my camera a bit, thank you.
No problem. So that is what we're talking about on Saturday. That is what we want as many times as possible for the rest of this season. Everything fell into place. People say how bad Portsmouth were, but I think it was more about how good we were. I think first half, I thought we really started brightly on the front foot. Obviously got an early penalty. Stano, unfortunately, will be gutted that he missed it. But I think the reason he missed the rebound was probably because he was too busy putting his head in his hands, getting the penalty save, wasn't it? But the last sort of 10, 15 minutes of the first half, I thought Portsmouth, we sort of sat back a little bit, didn't we, and allowed them into the game a little bit, but they didn't really have anything to offer. And then second half, we come out and we just absolutely obliterated them, didn't we, Claire?
Yeah, I think it was nice to see. I think we've been waiting for the team to click, and I felt like this week we actually did. Stano's penalty wasn't right in the corner, so it was quite an easy save for the Portsmouth goalkeeper. I know that they were missing a few players, but we actually needed this performance. We needed to capitalise on, someone else's misfortune, really. I thought that all the goals were taken well. Paik, last week, he wasn't very good, and I think we said a lot about him last week, but I thought this week he was brilliant. I thought his headers were great. I've been somebody who said about the set pieces haven't been good, and we've now scored 4. So obviously you can tell we've been working on them, and I do think with Newman's height in there, I do think it really does make a difference as well. Yeah. I know Watter likes to make that forward front post run as well. And I just think like Keshi came on and he made a difference. And I thought the subs were good this week. I thought we could have rested a few more. But I just thought that we had really good interlinking play. Yes, they did have a lot of possession. We actually had less possession than they did. So that kind of does show a little bit. But we did have really solid 2 banks for 4 and then the 2 up top. And I think Deutsch was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think he's the number 10 we've been missing. He's got height. He had a bit about him. And I can't wait for him to score a goal so we can do a celebration. But we have to move on to tomorrow. I think it's going to be a tougher game. And we need to stick with them because I actually thought the atmosphere was brilliant. I think we've been good the last couple of games, but I generally thought the atmosphere on Saturday was brilliant. And, happy Saturday, happy days. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Dukes there. I thought he was the biggest difference for me. I think since we've added him and certainly Neumann as well into the team, that gives us more height and more physicality in the 11, doesn't it, than what we had previously with, with Robinson and Kyogo when he started with Stano as the 10 or, whoever's played there before, whether it's Tommy Doyle or Paik or whoever. We've got that more sort of physicality through the middle of the park. But I thought Iwata as well at right back. Oh, my God, what a performance. He was just out of this world, wasn't he, Alan?
Yeah, my little Japanese chum, he was wonderful. I couldn't agree more. And as for Dooch, I tell you what I noticed. I mean, when they kick in my way, I notice a lot more. He got into spaces and didn't get the ball quite often. But what it did do, it put an extra man in the box and it took people away from the guys coming in the box because there was a danger somewhere. And so it created more space in the penalty area. And I counted 11 reasonable chances from inside the box. Some were obviously, like after the penalty, that was blind City, absolute sitter.
Yeah.
There was 2 in the second half. One, I think, the volley by Damari Gray, he should have put away. And I can't remember who the other one was, but the goalkeeper spread himself.
Iwata when he was.
That was Iwata. Well, he should have smashed it in the roof of the net. And there were other ones. There was one where Keshy Anderson got away in the second half, left the bloke for dead, and his shot was feeble. But if it takes 11 chances for us to get 4, great. I'll settle for that every week. It was, and I mean, I was reading your comments before the match, and people, not just you, but people are criticising Paik, they're criticising Iwata, that, what's the matter with this bloke, blah, blah, blah. And they all stood up and said, I'll show you. And that was great. I mean, even Kyogo, I felt so sorry. I mean, he was 15 yards offside when he headed that ball, but it was such a great header.
Yeah.
This bloke can score goals, and he's had I don't know, 3 or 4 now disallowed, which were great finishes, and you're offside, but you're offside. But you can see it, can't you? He's such a good fit. He's got this ability to finish, but only after the whistles. Whistles gone.
Yeah, I like the way that the players rallied round him as well, and it was a bit like, it reminded me a little bit of last season. Every time Juki came on, we were egging him on to score, and we've even changed the song now, haven't we, from Juki to Kyogo. If Kyogo scores, we're on the pitch. And I think eventually he will do if he keeps getting in the right areas and the right positions. He will do. It will happen for him. And I like the way the crowd got behind him, and obviously Stano was giving him a hug out and that as well, wasn't he? So it's good to see. It's good to see that we've got that togetherness, and everyone's behind him, and I'm sure it will happen for him. And when it does, I'm sure they'll be like buses then, won't they, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, you can just see that he's perhaps, and I still go back to it, he's still perhaps trying that little bit too hard. But I totally agree, Alan. I mean, the header that he put away and the finish was absolutely superb. And when he does get one, the roof's going to go off the place, and from speaking, as I have done today, to the Millwall fan ahead of tomorrow's game, they play a very front foot game where they're constantly on the attack. They like to be front foot and always coming at you. Yeah. Now, I find that we play better when teams attack us because they allow us then to have the space to play into.
Yeah.
Tomorrow could be that game where he gets his opportunity and puts it away. And I agree, Paul, he'll go on a run. I mean, Saturday, Claire, you mentioned how good the atmosphere was, right? But the amount of whinging that took place saying it was quiet. And I'm like, I'd love to know what game these people were at to say that it was quiet, because that's been brilliant, you know, throughout. And we talk about the team and the camaraderie and the coming together. You know, for those that haven't seen it yet, the EFL have released their team of the week. Iwata, right back. Cochrane, left back. Paik in midfield. Clara, centre half. So 4 of the 11 are coming out of the Birmingham team. Now, that could have been 11. It really was. They were that good. It actually reminded me of the team that we saw out there, especially Paik and Iwata. That's their best game together since they've been in the first division. Yeah, definitely. He seems to be better at right back than what he was in central midfield. Absolutely, and he is just being phenomenal. Yeah. You know, and we go on about the fact that we've got right back sitting on the bench, but I'll tell you what, they couldn't even get him out. It's simple. They couldn't drop him at the moment, and I think that his goal, right? Did he mean it? Who cares? It went in. It didn't. You could tell on his face. Yeah, he was like, "What's happened?" Just trying to, you know what? Danger zone. That starts things. That starts the run. That little bit of luck. But we could have had 6, 7. You know, maybe even more. The way we played on Saturday, and yeah, that's what we've been crying out for as players. That'll be a weight, massive weight off their shoulders. Yeah, so that they can do it. I think the most important thing now, Craig, is that we back it up tomorrow night. You know, we go out there tomorrow. I'm not saying win 4-0 every game or tomorrow night. It's going to be a much more difficult game tomorrow, but just get more, 3 more points on the board by hook or crook. All these possession stats and everything, and you know, the amount of all this XG stuff and all that is just nonsense, in my opinion. The only thing I look at it this way: the league is poor. It's anybody's. There is not, and Coventry. Who'd have said Coventry would go to Wrexham on the run of form that Wrexham were on and get beat? I know. Southampton lose again. 4 wins in 51 games for Southampton. They've now sacked their manager. Blackburn as well. Blackburn. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. The league's anybody's. I'll come on to you in a sec, Roy, but before I do, Mark Meredith has had a few work commitments, hasn't he? And we're not sure if he's going to be able to come back on the show. So just in case he can't, then I just want to wish him all the best with, obviously, you know, what he's doing on a Monday night instead of being sat here with us. You know, what could possibly be better than that, but there you go. So hopefully, Mark, if you're watching, mate, we can get you on, or you know, when you're watching at a later time, we can get you back on sometime soon. But all the best, mate, if you can't, and thanks for all your time with us that you spent, because you know, it was a good addition to the show, wasn't he? He'll be back. I'm sure he will. He's got to come back. We want to get rid of Mark Robe, not Mark. Wrong, Mark. And then also we'll be joined by the one and only Darren Purse at 7 p.m. from 7 p.m. onwards. So those of you tuning in wondering where he is, we're just going to have a little chat about Saturday's game, and then we'll hopefully have Darren Purse from 7 p.m. onwards. But yeah, bro. Yeah, go on.
What player we had called Pursey on Pursey? Anybody?
Pursey. It's his nickname, isn't it? Darren Purse.
Okay.
Yeah. So Robe. Obviously, I don't know if we haven't said anything that you were thinking, but I wanted to talk as well about the little sort of to-do between Beadle and Clara as well. I think that's good to see.
Yeah.
But I am on Clara's side, though. Beadle's got to be more commanding in his box, and he's got to come and get that ball.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, that sort of incident takes place on a daily basis on the training ground, doesn't it? It's just amplified in public on Saturday. But it was good to see. It was good to see. I do think Beadle's sort of maturing a bit. I think there's little parts of his game that the penny's dropped a little bit. He's far from the finished article, but you know, it's nice for him to keep another clean sheet. Going back to the game in general, I mean, wow, that's what we've been crying out for, isn't it? I mean, Iwata, best performance of the season. All of them from the first minute to the last. It was just like Craig said a minute ago. We could have had 7 or 8. It was that good. Yeah. And I think it's always a disservice to a lot of people saying, "Oh, Portsmouth are no good," and you know they're not really. But no, it's how good we are. Yeah, you know. And
Sheffield Wednesday bottom of the league, and we couldn't. 2-2.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, go back to Kyogo. I think when he does score a goal, I think I'd still back him to get double figures this season.
Yeah.
I think he could get into double figures once he scores one.
Yeah.
Whether that's 10 or 15. But and I don't know if anyone noticed, the midfield had a lot more of the ball. And it was nice when the defence actually threaded it through to the midfielders. There's no hooking it down the line or screwing it back to Clara, just humped it forward. We was actually looking to play. And when we did, it was just amazing. Coincidence, Doyle played the whole game, didn't they?
Yeah.
That had a lot to do with it,
Roberts.
I think.
That
he was
guy
superb.
is phenomenal.
Roberts is on another level, quality.
He could Sunderland let him go. I don't get it.
I would definitely be trying to buy him and Doyle, 100%. And I mean, I think if Wolves go down, I think it'll be really difficult if we're in the same league.
Yeah,
but
we need to sign him.
When he ticks and Roberts, I mean, they just make everyone else around them play better, don't they?
Yeah,
because it's just like you're just thinking, how did we get him? And I do agree, they actually played the whole game. Finally, we had Newman, Doyle, Roberts were playing. Obviously, apart from Laird not being in there, our best players in their positions that they should be playing.
I think he's Claire form. Does he want to get changed for Laird on this form the way he played on Saturday?
Obviously, at the moment, we don't know how far Laird's off. I can't see Laird being back before Christmas.
No.
So at the moment, do you know what? If Laird's the one, if the Watter's the one playing really well, you keep him in, don't you? But that's what it should be. It should be not just changing it for the sake of it. We've got 2 really tough games. Keep the same team. Let's try and build some. Like Rove just said, it was actually the first time we actually saw them playing a little bit of football. Instead of going out wide constantly, we went down the middle, and the difference was, phenomenal. And that's how we should be playing. It was like something clicked. Yeah. Now, hopefully, we're not saying all these positives, so then to be tomorrow, we just capitulate. But you can't keep swapping the team. Let's try and get a stable team going forward for the next couple of games.
I think Doyle he's got a brain that's working 1,000 times quicker than some of our players on the field.
Yeah,
there were a couple of occasions when he put a peach of a through ball, and everybody's looking back, going, "Why has he done that?" And everybody in the stands could see it was the pass on, but nobody could read it.
Yeah,
if he's playing that well now, and then we can get players latching on to what he does, my God, it'd be amazing. Do you know what I mean? What a team we would then have. If we, it'd just be absolutely awesome. And I just think it's, dare I say, the best is still to come. My only worry, I don't want Wolves to recall him.
I think it's so important that we keep Dukes fit now for me, because he is a proper number 10 and we don't really have anyone else like him.
No.
So when he don't play, I just don't think we're the same team. And it was
their defence.
It was the same against Swansea as well, wasn't it? When Duke started against Swansea, we started in a similar sort of way, but we just didn't score until the 94th minute. But yeah, sorry, Al, what was you going to say, mate?
I was just going to say, I thought Doyle had his best game for us by a mile.
Yeah.
Some of those passes he was pinging left and right, just dropping over the fullback's head and giving somebody a run at the defence were absolutely sensational. Now he probably didn't actually create a goal. He didn't have an assist, but he should have done. He should have had 2 or 3. When we've fluffed it up when we've got it in the box. But yeah, I thought Doyle was the most effective that he's been since he's come in the side. And I think. Yeah, as Craig says, once the other players get on the same wavelength, then it could be really, really good fun. But I can say that about almost everybody in this. Well, I think everybody in the team was sensational.
Yeah.
Can I just say? Can I just respond to a comment? I've just seen Jason Hughes has said that we were slagging off Newman, Roberts and Doyle. I don't think anyone on here has ever said anything negative about those players. If anything, we've said that they need to be in the team.
Well,
and Dush has actually been injured, and we've always said that we need him back. There are a couple of players that haven't performed well, but to me, those 4 are the main ones we've been calling for to play.
I think you might mean
the whole game.
I think you might mean on the shape boxes maybe rather than us. I don't know. But yeah.
But they've been our best signings anyway.
Yeah.
I think that out of all of them, they're the ones that have actually come in and made a difference. Newman's made a difference every single time he plays with Clara. He's made a difference. Doyle, every time he's played, made a difference. Roberts has 100% made a difference. Dusk, every time that he's come on, something's happened.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Paul. We have to keep him fit because I think if he's fit and firing, I think if he gets a few goals as well, I can see his confidence going up because he didn't play like a player that hasn't really played much football in the last month.
No.
When
absolutely on Saturday. And I just want to shout out as well to Cochrane for his deliveries as well.
Phenomenal ball for that third goal, that
on a sixpence when it brilliant, perfect,
absolute peach. Beckham-esque that was.
Yeah, brilliant delivery. Sorry, Ro.
No, I was going to say with Dush, we won the penalty. It was like a fan who'd come off, wandered onto the pitch. The passion in him. He was celebrating as much as anyone. It was brilliant to see, wasn't it?
But I do still worry about Cochrane though. I do worry about his defensive side, but I do think that if he has Keshi in front of him, it makes him better than Dinner. That's my one worry. I think Cochrane's balls in are brilliant. He just worries me a bit defensively.
Yeah, I do think that was our best front four on Saturday, in my opinion. That was our best starting front four and probably our best 2 holding midfielders as well. So we're getting something like our strongest 11 out now, aren't we? When we're getting players fit and available, and we've still got Williamson to come back, Laird to come back. So yeah, we're looking good all of a sudden. But it's just all about consistency now and not being too obsessed with all this square and backward stuff, and get more on the front foot and punish teams like we did on Saturday. More so, it doesn't matter where we are or who we're playing.
On the goalkeeping front as well, I know we've mentioned Beadle getting better, but a lot of that is because the defence is finally stable.
Yeah.
We've got a group of players now that have been consistent in that space. And once the goalkeeper then gets that little bit of, I can trust the people in front of me, I'm not going to see a mistake or I'm not going to be constantly pummeled, it does make them better. And he did have some fantastic saves again. I thought there were times when he did command his box really well. So there was one particular occasion in the first half, he'd come out and he took a right clattering, but he caught that ball and he was his. He was making it him straight off. There were also, though, on the adverse side, a couple of occasions when he'd come out diving like Superman, and I'm like, no, you don't need to go and two-fist that ball. Rely on the people that are in front of you. And he almost took out his own players. But he's got to learn. I mean, he's still only a youngster.
Only a kid. I think it's a bit harsh on Allsop, if I'm honest, dropping him for Beadle at this moment in time. But obviously, it's Davies' decision. And obviously, whenever he plays, I'll back him. I do think that he was at fault for the goal at Bristol City. I'll be honest, I haven't been on since then. I think he should have come out.
I said that last week, mate.
Yeah, he should have come out. He should have come charging out and narrowed the angle. If the guy scores past him, fair enough. If he dings it over him, if he slots it past him right in the corner. But don't give him half your goal to aim at. You've got to come out and narrow the angle.
What game was this?
Bristol City.
I do admit, though, he did fall over.
Slipped.
So as he was going out, he slipped.
Right.
So I think that was why. But I do think Clara sometimes needs to deal with it a little bit more. There was a few times on Saturday. Now, I've played in goal a few times. And even it's in his box. But if you've got a player herring down right behind you and he's got a little bit of distance to try and get the ball and grab it, I think sometimes Clara just needs to go, I need to get rid of this. And I think that's why those heated words, and which is good. I want to see that. I want to see both of them be like, right, come on, we need to be better. But I do think that sometimes Clara kind of goes, oh, Beadle, please come and get it. And then Beadle's going, well, I'm not comfortable in getting this ball. It's too far. Just deal with it. If you're a defender, if in doubt, kick it out. Just get rid of it.
Clear your lines. Just absolutely pummel and clear your lines. And you did also see it. Clara stepped up to another level for me again at the weekend. And there was the other thing. It's the first time when I've looked at him and thought he's truly captaining that side. Because, yes, There was the facing up to Beadle, get your ass into gear, do what you should be doing. They go at each other. Great, passion, love it on the field, right? Also gets the fans going because we all loved it when we saw it.
Yeah.
But Clara also had a go at Cochrane. He also had a go at the midfield. And that's what you want from your captain. You want, I'm going to believe in you, Skip, and that's the way it's going to be. I mean, look at all the others that we've had.
Yeah.
We've got Mr. Purse joining us in a bit, and look at him when he was captain. He weren't afraid to go and give somebody a rollicking.
No.
Skip, always in the people's faces, make sure it's there. But also, he was one of the first people there celebrating the goals and, congratulating those players that scored. So he's doing both, and that's him coming into his own role, I think, now, and he's growing into that captain of our club.
Yeah. Have we got any? Sorry, Craig. Any good comments just for 5 minutes before Percy joins us? Any comments or questions on the shout boxes on YouTube? Or good evening to everyone on YouTube, by the way, and Facebook. And any comments coming in that are worth shouting out?
We've got Fraser Higgins, who said it was great to see Kumas tracking back, getting stuck in, because that's the first time that he's really seen it. Tally Jones, Claire, music's your ears. Imagine what it'll be like when Laird's fit. Roberts will be even better.
Can you imagine Roberts cutting in and Laird herring it down the outside?
Yep.
Like you just, yeah.
Few people joining again that haven't been on for a while. So welcome back, Lilypad. Good to see you. Another comment. You're totally correct regarding the play through the middle.
Yeah.
When Williamson's fit and in the squad game, it's going to get even better. And it's basically having total faith in the management and the players.
Yeah.
And I can't echo that anymore. I think that's so true. We have, as fans, perhaps at times turned on people a little bit too quick over the past few weeks. But then again, we haven't seen the performances we know they're capable of. Saturday, we saw it. Now it needs to continue.
Yeah.
And over on YouTube, hopefully my microphone's working.
They're all good.
Sounds good. Doyle is the key to us moving up the league, says Twix of Fen. Lewis Kumas is a great left winger, but Damari Gray is favoured over him. But there's a reason for his absence from Leicester and Saudi.
Reasons for his absence from Leicester.
Why Damari was told?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I don't, because I've got to say, I think Damari's, he's not going out and scoring goals, but he is troubling defences. He's creating space.
He's there.
That's all he needs to do. If you've got somebody creating the space for Dux, for example, to run into, or pulling somebody out that they can then make sure we can whip in a ball, then he's doing his job. He's never going to be the goal scorer that everybody seems to think he was going to come into the league.
He wasn't brought for that.
No.
He's not a centre forward.
I do think though
he can do more though.
He's for me personally, and I know like my mum said this as well. He is like a Bakuna. I find sometimes you want more from him. Like I want to see more. I want to see Damari Gray, as in the Damari Gray I hoped come. I'm not saying I haven't been impressed. I think at the moment I'd probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. I think sometimes he's in and out of games. I just want to see that extra bit of quality that I know he's had. He's won the Premier League. He's played at the highest level. I want to see that. Like Doyle, you see that. You see the knowledge that he's got. I just think that sometimes, like Bakuna used to either be amazing or he used to be in and out of games a lot. So that's just my own opinion. I don't know whether anyone else agrees, but I want to see more from Damari Gray. I want him to live up to the hype.
Yeah, I'm looking to put away that opportunity he had on Saturday. I think the goalkeeper did well to put him off, to be honest, to start off with. And I've got to actually give a little bit of credit to the Portsmouth goalkeeper. I thought he kept them in it, and then he made some fantastic saves. But then again, we've got to be more ruthless. I'll come on to the ladies. It's almost exactly the same with what we saw Sunday. We've just got to be more ruthless. When we get opportunities, we've got to put them away.
Yeah.
Because in some point in this league, we're not going to get to a position like we had with Portsmouth. We've got to be fighting for a game. And that's the difference between, a point or three. Can be the difference between a promotion and none. because we're just not putting those things away. When you look at the teams above us, they get opportunities, they put them away.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, there's a question for you, Paul, on YouTube. He said, Paul Ipkiss, please explain your question at the open house. I feel like Wagner shut you down with his reply.
I mean, it was more around as season ticket holders, and he did answer my question. I don't think he shut me down. He kind of like. I don't think he did. I don't think he shut me down, but I think he might have misunderstood it slightly. I don't know. I mean, I
think he did.
The first answer I got was the 60,000 seats to choose from. That wasn't my question. My question was, as season ticket holders, will we have the opportunity to replicate the seats that we've got in St Andrews in the new stadium? Because I've seen pictures of Everton fans in Goodison Park with almost an identical view at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I probably could have asked it a bit differently as well, but when you stand up there in front of everybody and you're live on air, it's kind of like a bit daunting. Yeah. But I also meant as well, one important thing as season ticket holders as well, and I'm sure everyone will agree with this, is that those around you, those people that you sat around, that some people have had relationships down the Blues for years and years and years and years, haven't they? And I'm sure they'd like to be sat around the same people in the new stadium as well.
All right, I have enough on there.
There's a few that me and Claire want to get rid of, but there's a few that we keep.
Well, I think your question was really valid. I hope that they do, because I heard that with the Everton's new stadium, that they let season ticket holders in to have a look and see where they want to go. Yeah. So I do agree. I know where you were coming from on that, and I think that would be great.
And he did say that we will. He did say that we will have the opportunity to do that, didn't he? In the end, and he answered it in good detail. Actually, he did give us more information than I was actually asking for, wasn't he, about certain things, which was good. So yeah, I don't know if he shut me down, but he might have misunderstood me slightly, but at the same time, he did answer my question eventually as well.
And so let's not forget, the countdown's on, 17 days to go, and everybody will find out what it's going to look like.
But I don't literally want to sound like I'm criticising Tom Wagner in any way, shape or form, because at the end of the day, he could sell snow to an Eskimo, couldn't he? The guy's just phenomenal. I could see him all night, all day. So Ray Obro, yes, they did mention about having a main stand, actually, at the open house.
Yeah.
The mention was that Nick was going to have a scale copy of it sitting on his desk rather than anything else. But we'll make sure if he does, it's called the Ray Obro stand, so don't worry.
Yeah. Have you got Pursey? You've got Pursey coming in now, Chris?
I'll just have a look at it. I haven't heard him coming. You're right, he is. Yep, sorry.
I disappeared because he was calling me, so there he goes.
Should come on any second now. So.
Actually, going back on that point from Ray, if you've got enough money, Mr. Wagner did turn around and say that the biggest bid would get the name of the stadium, so you could always put that forward and become the Ray Hobro Stadium.
Ladies and gents, I'm delighted to say we're joined by a Blues legend, 200 appearances for the club, 11 goals scored between 1997 and 2004. Am I right, Percy?
Something like that, mate. I thought I was 8 years, but it's about
that. What's a year between friends?
Exactly.
Mr. Darren Purse.
Why?
How are you, mate?
I'm all good, mate. You all good, Paul?
All good. Thanks for coming on again. It's been 5 years, would you believe?
Wow.
That long?
Wow. Yeah,
it must have been COVID, wasn't it, when everything all kicked off?
It was, yeah. So I think we got a lot of ex-players on around that time because they were all bored at home in lockdown.
Everybody had nothing to do, didn't they? It was
exactly, yeah. So how's things then? You're still at Cardiff?
Yeah, still at Cardiff, mate. I spent last year up with the first team, which was brilliant. The club were good as gold with me. Obviously, kept my sort of under-21s role for me, really.
Yeah.
So when it sort of went tits up towards the end of the season and Omar left, they obviously kept the job open. So I'm delighted because I love living down here. I love the football club's a great football club as well, and it's great. But I think sometimes once you've had that feel of first team football, dropping back down to the 21s is probably it's tough, but still enjoying it. Still enjoying sort of getting on the pitch with the boys and watching the improvement in the youngsters, learning from mistakes and stuff like that. It's part of their learning curve when they're youngsters. But had some real good success this year as well. We've got sort of 7 or 8, or probably more than that, in sort of academy graduates from the last 3 or 4 years that are in the first team, and I think that's helped being in League One.
That's great to hear, yeah. And from a coaching perspective, is it kind of like let's say you're 22 again now, 23 years old, and you're just starting out as a player again. Would it be a lot different now for you? Obviously, I guess the main thing is all this rolling it out from the keeper and playing it square across the penalty box.
My father's been all right at that, you know what I mean? I developed into a kick it and edit centre half, so I think I've struggled towards the end. But I think it's one of them. If you're a youngster and you're 22, 23 years of age and you're playing under 21s football, then you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
I think the under 21s football at this moment in time is probably 18, 19-year-old lads. So the best under 18s are playing up with the 21s. You've got first-year pros and the second and third year lads that are sort of 19, 20, 21. They're the ones that are sort of going out on loan and sort of trying to give them a pathway in the game. I think that's one of the big things we try and do is try and treat everybody as an individual. Sort of if they need a loan, they go out on loan. Whether or not we need them for the 21s or not, I'd rather play a younger one up so he gets some experience than sort of accommodate a 21-year-old within the 21s. So from that point of view, it's we're quite aligned as a club to doing that, and we've had some real good success over the last sort of year, 18 months in doing it. So keep plugging along and keep doing what we're doing.
No, that's good. Yeah, Claire, do you want to ask Pursey anything? I know you was obviously saying watching Pursey when you was growing up, so I thought I'd let you go first.
Oh, put me on the spot.
Claire's not that old. She don't look old enough to have seen me play.
I saw you play. You were like the centre back partnership, and I used to have number 6 on the back of my shirt as well.
Who had been my centre half partner at the time?
You put me under pressure. It wasn't Cunningham.
Be Jono, innit?
Jono, yeah. Literally, that was like my starting of watching the Blues, probably.
Yeah. I probably played out of me 200 games. I probably played 100 of them alongside Jono, which was good. Loved every minute of it.
Still in touch with him now?
Yeah, listen, I'm one of them at the minute. I think all the players you've played with, all the players the only time you ever speak to them is if you want something. You know what I mean? I'll get a phone call off someone and it's either a reference on a player or they want tickets for a game. And likewise, if I'm speaking to someone, you're like, what's this player like? What's that player like? I need to go to this game. Sort me out a couple of tickets. So, but you try and keep in touch with as many as you can. Like I spoke to Horse a couple of weeks ago. He messaged me for a video for somebody that he wanted for. So you keep in touch, but it's usually when you want something, you usually get in touch with people. But it's the way of the game is, and whenever somebody does reach out, you try and help them as best you can.
Yeah, I noticed over the summer as well, you was at the, what we still call the Millennium Stadium watching Oasis, weren't you? And I bet that brought back some good memories. I'll say good memories of the penalty.
Well, I did obviously did Oasis, which was amazing. Best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but it was unreal. Wow. My wife loved it as well. So, yeah, and as I pointed out, the goal that I scored in. So that was quite good. But the same brought back memories. You don't remember too much. Too long ago now. All them balls I headed over the years, you forget things. So it's, but yeah, no, good memories and good times, mate. Good times.
Oh yeah, that sort of group of players that we had, in all your years at the Blues was just, literally would have run through a brick wall for us, wouldn't they? Every one of them.
But I think that the thing that's changed in the game now is, and I think the Blues still had it to a certain degree with people like Jukovic and people like that.
Yeah.
I think we were all quite approachable. You know what I mean, I think we'd go to an away game, we'd always sign an autograph, we'd always speak to the fans and that sort of stuff. And I think the fans sort of liked it, and we were a bit more accessible than players are nowadays. I think the players nowadays are sheltered. They're they're in their own little bubble, and I think there needs to be a blend of the two. I think you need to have that. You need to have that sort of that relationship with the fans. You need to speak to them, because you get the fans that go home and away, and they deserve your round of applause. They deserve your little bit of time as you're walking off the bus and bits and pieces like that. And it's something that I'd like to instill in our under-21 boys is, if you're walking into a game, you don't have your headphones on, you walk in, if there's a young kid there, you sign his autograph, you have your photo done, because that kid will remember that for the rest of his life, and you need to instill them values into players.
Yeah, 100%. Fraser, he's asking a question for Darren. Was he ever close to joining Arsenal for $5 million? And thank you for that moment in Cardiff against Liverpool, which obviously were on that.
I don't know if I was close. Listen, there was definitely a bid put in. I know that. But I think the club wanted $6 million, and I think Arsenal bid about $2 million. So I was $4 million quid short of going to Arsenal. There you go.
I'll never forget that first game in the Premier League against them at Highbury.
No, it was brilliant.
Saved us that day, didn't you? Saved us from a good idea that day.
Well, I don't know. It was the first
didn't
game. I remember that game because obviously first game in the Premier League and stuff. I just signed the new contract, so we got promoted, and it was I remember going to the game. It was live on the telly on the Sunday. I've still got the Barclays Premier League Premier League. It was then, not the Premiership or Premiership. What is it now?
Premiership.
It was Premiership, wasn't it? So I've still got the Barclays Premiership bottle of champagne in my loft from that game. So there's not too many people lose 2-0 when you get man of the match, and I was lucky enough to do that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember sitting on the bus on the way home, speaking to a few of the boys like Granger and that, and it was just by far the toughest game I'd ever played in. And we'd played against Premier League sides in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup or Worthington Cup back in the day. Yeah. But that day was just the tough. I just remember sitting on the bus and I was just gone, just physically. And it was just, that was the step up from the Championship to the Premier League, is just the intensity, the sharpness of it. And I managed to do all right on the day, but yeah, it was a big step.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been so bad if it had been like, I mean, they were all good teams back then in the Premier League, but they were probably they were the best, weren't they? Arsenal back then. They were Man United best. So it was like a big welcome, wasn't it, to having to mark Thierry for your first game.
Yeah, I always did all right against Thierry, which was always nice. I had some bad games against a few others though.
I was going to say, sorry, Pursey. I was going to say, was Henry the best player you've ever played against?
No, listen, I played against some decent ones. I'll name a few. Like Van Nistelrooy was really tough to play against. But the best player on the day that I played against was Zola.
Oh, yeah.
I remember going to Stamford Bridge. I'd just gone to West Brom at the time. Tuesday night game it was. Never forget it. And we were 3-0 down after about 15 minutes. We couldn't get near him. It was him and Good Johnson was playing up top, and he played in the pocket just beyond. And it was probably just as the game was evolving into having number 10s, and Zola was playing in that little 10 position, and we couldn't get near him. And he little magician. And so on the day that I played against him, he was probably the best. But obviously your Van Nistelrooys, your Henrys, and people like that, Vidukas, and they're all sort of top class strikers. And probably I'd say one of my biggest regrets is not swapping shirts with people back in the day. You know what I mean? Is when I thought I'd earned the right to. Looking back at it, it's probably the wrong thing to do, but you'd earned the right to share a football pitch with them players over the years. The hard way from League Two to the Premier League, and I was like, I'd earned the right to be on the pitch with them, so why should I ask them for a shirt? Yeah, and I probably could have sold a few for a few quid now if I'd have swapped. So just the trick there.
I'd have brought them. I'd have brought a few.
They're worth a few quid now, aren't they? The old shirts.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I'll put a special one on tonight for you as well, Percy. There you go.
Yeah, mate, it's decent. Phone for you, one nice one.
Talk through. So go on now.
It was me. I was just going to say. So Percy, Coventry, Cardiff, so similar in terms of club. I feel a big club in a league where arguably they shouldn't be this season. Doing well, third of where they are. Quarter final of the League Cup. How similar is Cardiff to what you saw at Birmingham?
Very similar. They are very similar football clubs. The fan base is very similar. I think you look at the numbers that go away to away games, very similar. With Cardiff take sort of 2,000 away to most away games, especially sort of a bit more local ones. Birmingham are very similar. You have that die-hard core that turn up week in, week out. They are very similar football clubs, size-wise as well as everything. If you look at their journeys over the last probably 20 years, very similar as well. Been in the Premier League and had sort of little stints in the Premier League, been in the Championship and probably established Championship football clubs, and both had their times in League One as well. So very similar. And when I played for both, I love playing for both of them. Spent 12 years of my career across both football clubs, so probably had the best time with both of them as well. And I think you look back at the fans and that. I think they both taken, obviously always come away with like fond memories, and the fans, you have that rapport with them, and both clubs are very similar for that.
Yeah.
I've been sent a follow-up question, but I can't possibly ask it because it was who's better in terms of the fans. So I won't put you on with that one.
Listen, I can't say that. But like I said, they're both. I look back on my career, and I've probably had. without taking like the Premier League boys out of it, I've probably played for 4 or 5 of the best fan bases with regards to, you look at Sheffield Wednesday, unreal fans, go away, travel away in their droves. I'm a Millwall fan from back in the day, but proper die-hard Millwall fans that follow their club through thick and thin. I look at Plymouth Argyle fans as well. They're travelling bloody 7 hours on a Saturday afternoon, and they'll take 1,000 to Morecambe. So I think, I'm not saying that there's plenty of other clubs that have that sort of following, but really lucky across my career to have played for some good clubs that have got real good fan bases, and and took to me quite well.
How was that?
Sheffield Wednesday fans might not agree with that one, but
that Pursey, when Stern scored at Millwall, when Stern John got the winner at Millwall in the playoffs. Yeah. I remember you pumping your fist behind him, like celebrating. But was that sort of mixed emotions in a way?
Yeah, of course it is. It's mixed emotions. But I've been at the FA Cup final with Millwall in, I think, 2006. We got to there. So I've done. I was a fan. I was a Millwall fan. I'd follow them on a Saturday afternoon. My dad would be down there, the old den, then the new den when they moved. So I follow them around. But at the end of the day, I wanted to do what was best for me and my career, and what was best for Birmingham City. They were paying my wages, and probably a little bit similar to now. Listen, I love my time at Blues, but if Cardiff were playing Blues, I'd probably want Cardiff to win because they pay my wages.
Of course.
That's the way of the world.
Not a way you could do it.
Whether or not that's right or wrong for me to say that, obviously spent 8 years at Birmingham, 4 years at Cardiff, but listen, at this moment in time, I'm employed by Cardiff, and I will do my best for what's right for Cardiff City Football Club, and it's going well at the moment.
And what about tomorrow night then? Blues Millwall.
Well, it's a little bit different, isn't it? A nice score draw would be good, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? One for the fans and stuff like that. Obviously, Millwall flying at the minute as well. They're doing really well. So, let's see it. I had been invited down to watch it because we were supposed to play QPR tomorrow afternoon, but we're now playing tomorrow evening, so I can't get down for it. So I'm a little bit gutted because I got invited down to watch the game. But it'd be like a score draw, keep everybody happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's take it back to the beginning then. So talk us through how it sort of came about you becoming a professional footballer, obviously Leyton Orient to start with, and then talk us through how you moved to Blues, came about obviously from Oxford, because I know you obviously had Leyton Orient, then Oxford, then on to Blues from there.
I was lucky as a kid. My dad was brilliant for me. He was quite. You get some parents nowadays that are really pushy with their kids and that, but my dad was brilliant, and he was so good. I played nearly 800 games across my career, and I think he went to 798 of them. You know what I mean? There was probably only a couple over the course of my whole career professionally that he missed. He'd Newcastle on a Tuesday night, he'd be there. He was unreal and brilliant support for me. And at 16, I had a choice. I got back in the day. People didn't sign. My dad never made me sign a contract. Nowadays, kids want to sign contracts at underage. But I never signed a contract with anyone until I was 16, and then Orient. I got offered a scholarship at Millwall, Tottenham, Arsenal, the old YTS schemes. And to be fair to Orient, they said to me, "Look, we're not going to offer you a scholarship. Don't want you to do that. We're going to, obviously, you can come in and train with us." They paid me a little bit of money, expenses, cash in hand. He didn't declare that for the tax man, but we'll talk about that at a later date. So, just got a bit of expenses, cash in hand. And as soon as I turned 17, I signed a professional contract. And like I said, it would never happen nowadays. And 3 days later, made me debut away at Brighton. So for me, I think nowadays most players would go the other route and they'd go and sign for the bigger clubs and do their apprenticeship or the scholarship and do that. My dad could see me as a future playing for Orient and making a career that way. So I did that. I was there for about 18 months. Had the big games in the auto windscreens against Birmingham. Scored a couple of goals in them, which was brilliant for me. Sort of put my name on the map a little bit, especially against the big games against Blues. I remember at the Brisbane Road with the first home game down there that Birmingham basically sold out the whole side stand, which is unheard of. There was like you'd have a few clubs come down and just have a couple of hundred fans behind the goal, and that was it. They sold the whole side of the ground, and the atmosphere was unreal. And lucky enough to score in a couple of them games, and was doing all right. And then Oxford, who were in the Championship at the time, Dennis Smith came in and bought me paid peanuts for me, I think, for 100 grand, which was really shrewd for him. Spent 18 months there playing alongside people like Matty Elliott, Phil Gilchrist, real good grounding in the game. And then obviously managed to get the move to Birmingham, which was 18 months later. I actually signed on the day of my 21st birthday, which was brilliant.
Yeah. And how did that actually, what happens then back in 97? Obviously, you find out of interest from, is it just directly from Trevor or?
I don't know, man. I never got involved in any of that. I was a young kid that was just wanted to play football. Never wanted to, even sort of when I got a little bit older. I had an agent. He was the lad who took me to Finland when I was 17 and played. I played out there for 2 months in between the seasons. So I just made my debut, and Leyton Orient wanted to just keep me playing football. So I did that, and he was an agent who took me there. So I ended up signing with him. And I just said to him, I don't want to know about who's interested, who's not interested. If something concrete happens, right, let me know, and whether if there's an offer and stuff like that. So he never told me anything until the Orient, the Oxford one came about. He told me that obviously I was away on holiday in Cyprus, and I flew back a week early from a holiday in Cyprus to come back and sign for Oxford during this close season. And then about 2 days before the Blues one, he said, obviously, Blues have come in, put a bid in. Oxford have accepted it because I think they were a bit short for money. Went and had a nice meal with Trevor and Helen Francis, God rest their souls, lovely people. Loved playing for him. He's excellent, and met them with my dad and my agent, had a nice meal with them and signed the next day. It was, a bit of a whirlwind. Then maybe debut a few days later against Bury and got beat 3-1.
Darren, who did you play for in Finland?
I played for a team called IFK Mariehamn.
I know him, yes. My wife's from Finland. Mariehamn, yes, I know.
It's in Mariehamn's a little island in between Finland and Sweden.
Yeah.
I love it out there. It's a lovely island, very picturesque. I'll try and go out there probably once every couple of years. Still got some friends out there. Lovely. Really enjoyed it. And I was lucky enough. I played there as a youngster, and then I went out there at 37 years of age and played as well. So,
what language did you play football in?
Everybody spoke English, mate. I was picked up. It's funny because it's a Finnish island. It's owned by Finland, but everybody speaks Swedish on it.
Yeah,
it's a Swedish-speaking island. So I picked up a bit of Swedish, not a lot. If you ask me to say anything, I'll forget it. But picked up a little bit of Swedish, but nothing too great. And lovely place, and really enjoyed my time over there.
Yeah, makes me think of that Anthony Amy call on Talk Sport. He's fit.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. That was. Yeah, quality. Okay, so we got any other questions before we move on to the next thing? Anyone else asking Darren anything at all on the?
Is one from Wasdale. He said, I remember the days you could watch training at Wasdale's. Percy would go in goal at the end and let Nicky Forster take shots at him. In between shots, he would wind Forster up by calling him an overpaid big time Charlie. I can't believe it.
Listen, I don't. Somebody's making that up. I'd never call Fozzie was never. Firstly, he was never overpaid, right? And he was never a big time Charlie. So I'd have probably wound him up saying he was terrible and he was crap. But I would never have said that to him. But definitely used to go and go after training. I used to love it, especially when it's chucking it down the range, chuck the gloves on, have a little dive about. Obviously, that was how I broke my wrist when Trevor Francis was taking shots at me. Missed a few weeks out with that, but that's another story.
Fraser said, who was your best mate at Blues?
John O got on well with, probably Granger though. Me and Martin Granger, we got on really well. Yeah. Both London boys. We used to nip up the snooker hall in just up the road from West Hills, and we'd go and have a game of snooker of an afternoon and stuff like that. You'd never get away with it nowadays as a player, you know what I mean? They'd be on social media everywhere, but we'd train. Sometimes we wouldn't train, and then we'd go up and have a couple of hours game of snooker, and then come back and that sort of stuff. And then
were there close games of snooker between you?
To be fair, Granger was decent, but I was like, he was sort of Ronnie O'Sullivan-esque. He'd go through shots. Yeah. I was like Steve Davis. I'd tuck him up, and he used to hate it and get frustrated with it. But very, very even games, if I remember rightly. And we used to enjoy our times up there.
Adam wants to know if you've ever been on one of his trains.
No.
No.
I don't let him go to London anymore. You know what I mean? probably don't speak to Granger as much as what I should do. You know what I mean? It's probably once a year, like at something will come up and you just remember it, or you.
Yeah.
It's usually Christmas time because with Jono and all that, we used to sing the old "Driving Home for Christmas" song. I used to love that, and every time that comes on over Christmas, we always remember. I'll just ring him randomly. So I just listening to that song, and that's what he always used to sing at Christmas time. So yeah, good time, mate. Good memories.
Yeah.
Firstly, I was going to say, in the dressing room, who had the worst taste in music?
The NFL is back, and FanDuel's got everything you need to play your game. Whether you're all about same-game parlays,
3-leg, 4-leg, or 5-leg. I'm going 4 legs in honor of my dog, Ralph. He has 4 legs.
maybe live betting is your thing.
Wasn't so sure about the QB going in, but now his arm is speaking to me, and it's whispering, lock it in.
Or do your own thing with customized lines on FanDuel your way.
Moneyline is good, but my lines are better.
FanDuel lets you play your game any way you want. And right now, new customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus in present and select states. 18 plus in Kentucky and Wyoming. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Extra value meals are back. For just $5, get a savory and sweet sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, plus hash browns and a coffee. Only at McDonald's.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Stern John, maybe. Olivier Tabili. He had some.
What did he put on?
African rap type stuff. Like it was sort of mad, and yeah. But to be fair though, he was a big bloke. You never used to mess with him. If he wanted to put music on, he said, "No worries, Ollie. You do what you want."
So I was going to say, what did you put on then? If you ever had a chance?
I'm never into music, mate. Really,
no? Never.
Yeah, I'm so chilled and laid back about what it is. I'd always just have a wander around the changing room and probably read a paper back in the day. Everybody sits on their phones in the changing room now, but I'd probably have the paper out and read the paper or something like that. Or it's like Brucey used to. That was his warm up. Brucey would go in before games and he'd just sit in the bath he'd never go out and warm up on the pitch. He'd sit in the bath, get out of the bath about 2:45, chuck his kit on and go out and play. It was mad, but he'd earned the right to do that over the career that he'd had.
Yeah, did you learn a lot from him yourself, obviously, because that was obviously towards the end of his career with us. It was the start of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. He was class, to be fair. Like, it's just like, yeah, he'd teach you little things. And just the way he read the game was probably the biggest thing. Probably him. Kenny Cunningham was another one. Learned a lot from. Really good, experienced player. Just how they use their body. Don't have to be the biggest person. Just taking the centre forward space, little bits like that. So I learned a lot from him. Obviously, at Orient times, there's a lad called Gary Bellamy, who I learned from a lot of. He used to play for Wolves as well. And I think I always wanted to try, and that's how I always wanted to try. I always wanted to sort of ask them questions, little bits, especially during training. What would you do here? What would you do there? What did you think of that? I was always quite inquisitive, especially as a youngster. And learn a lot from them players. And yeah, it's probably something that's going out of the game a little bit. More experienced players now are sort of dropping out of the game because everybody wants to go for youth and build the youth. But I think you've got to have that experience around your sides, I think.
No, absolutely. Now, 5 years ago when you came on the show, we asked you to do your 1 to 11 from your time with us of the players that you played with. I wanted to revisit it if you don't mind.
No worries, mate.
And obviously, would you make any subs?
I don't think I looked at it. I don't think I would.
No,
it's not that. You know what I mean? It's like Gary Rout was Nicky Eden maybe at right back.
Yeah, I think we got it
class.
Chris.
Yeah,
have a little look here. I took a photo of it earlier just so I could remind myself of it.
So we've got Rabbit right back. We've got. Hang on, try and get it in front of me now. So yeah, we've got Jono and Cunningham, Granger as a back 4. With Benno and God.
Yep.
Lazaridis, Brian Hughes, sort of like to the right hand side. We do Gary Alan Horsfield. What a team!
That go and get right. There's a bit of grit in there. There's a bit of everything in there, and there's definitely flair in the top half of the top half of it. And Yeah, I don't. You wouldn't have overlapping fullbacks with them. You'd give the front five the ball, let them get on with it, and the back five defend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
decent little side that.
Yeah, just to clarify, obviously you weren't allowed to pick yourself. We never allow anyone to pick themselves. But I'm sure if you could have done, you might have come in for Jono, would you?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Jono was ledge, mate. Jono would always be in my side. If I had to bring myself in, I'd play me on the right and Jono on the left.
Jono on the left.
That was probably I played the most games with him out of everyone on the at that time. So if I was to put myself in, I'd probably take Kenny out. But but Brucey thought Kenny was better than me anyway. So there you go.
The question that's been passed over to myself was: you've just mentioned Pursey. You liked asking questions of people and learning from them.
Yeah.
So the question was, did you ask Olaf Malberg what it was like after the 3-0 defeat to be playing up against a bunch of people that you'd never heard of?
Yeah. But that's the one thing that people don't understand, right? People come out and say that, whether or not they think they're being big-time Charlies or what. But people come out and say, the team talk is done. All the manager has to do is just put that on the wall and just the team talk, especially, and this is were we a brilliant side at that time with the players that we had? Overly, there wasn't like a standout talent or anything like that, but we had bollocks about us. We had a bit of grit, a bit of determination, and a bit of drive, and we had that little bit of quality in the final third as well. And listen, there weren't too many teams that get the better out of us because we had a bit of everything. We'd go away from home and nick a 1-0, and we could go and beat someone 4-0 at home, And once that was put up, and Horse has said it. I think I watched something about Horse. I think he said we'd won the game in the tunnel.
Yeah. Tunnel.
You know what I mean? And we'd pretty much done that because they came and they weren't ready for what was about to hit them. With the atmosphere at St Andrews at the time and the players that were in there, we looked them up and down, and they weren't ready for the game, and they didn't know what it had mean A, to us as players, but B, to the fans and that. And it was actually a comfortable game in the end.
I was going to say, Percy, as you sort of saw the time ticking by, hand on heart, were you sort of saying stuff to them? Were you winding them up or anything? Or rubbing it in?
No, we'd always wind people up, do you know what I mean? And we'd always you'd always get in people's ears and stuff. But I don't remember anything specific from that game. I remember winding Stan Collymore up at half time. We played Fulham at home in the Premier League, I think it was.
Yeah. And, 2-2, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Horse was playing for Fulham at the time. And so I remember doing that and winding him up, and I think I sprayed a bit of water on him, and he wanted to fight me in the tunnel and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we were quite good at that. So we could do a bit of everything. We could outplay teams, and we could out-psych or out-muscle teams as well, because we had a bit of everything in that squad.
Yeah, that was Stan's debut, wasn't it? Lazaridis, he scored a great
goal.
Yeah.
Remember that?
What a player he was. How he delivers the ball from where he used to do it. Like, he didn't have to beat the man. He just lend it round and fullback. Fullback could be tight. What a player.
Unbelievable, really, wasn't it, that for Trevor, unfortunately, that he couldn't quite get us over the line, to get promoted, because the players that he brought in, some of them they were Premier League quality ready, weren't they?
Yeah. Probably deserved it. Was there too much difference between what Trevor did and what Brucey did? Not really.
Huh?
It was strange. I think Brucey got the best out of the likes of Jeff Horsfield, Eden, people like that. He knew he could probably relate to them players a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think if Trevor would be all right with the players that had sort of had a bit of flair about them, but also sort of they towed the line. They wasn't out there and didn't speak up for themselves. Whereas Horse, Nicky, people like that, if they thought something weren't right, they'd say it.
Yeah.
And I think Trevor probably sort of struggled a little bit with that side of it, whereas Brucey had a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Man management side of it. Had a really good coach in Taff, in Mark Bowen, that the players really liked working for on a day-to-day basis, on the pitch. Brucey didn't really do too much coaching. And that was probably just the difference, that little sort of probably 1% that got us over the line that year.
Yeah, now our special guest next week is the one and only Martin O'Connor, Skip.
Skip.
Talk us through what it was like to sort of play under his leadership on the field.
Yeah, it taught me a lot. Obviously, I was been lucky enough to probably captain pretty much every club that I played for. Like when I was at Orient at 17, I was captain. I think they were trying to nick a few quid for me. That's why they made me captain rather than earning the right to do it. But probably learnt the most off of Skip. The way he'd sort of blend the dressing room. You knew when you overstepped the line, which was the biggest thing. But yeah, very relational. Sort of knew every player. Would really go out of his way to sort of make people welcome, and over and above that, like a proper skipper. When he walked over, when he crossed that white line, you knew he had your back, and you'd like to think that you had his back as well. I think that was the biggest thing compliment you could give him on the pitch. He was a warrior, and one that you'd rather have him on your side than not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I remember your goal as well in the Premier League. I think it was your first Premier League goal against Bolton, was it?
Yeah, I think it's my only goal as well.
Was it? Oh, right, okay. Yeah. No, I remember that really well because I was kind of sat there, and as soon as you hit it, when you just know it. Did you know yourself that it was in as soon as you hit it?
That's one of them. I mean, the older you get in your career, I think if I'd had that situation as a 17-year-old, it ended up in Rose Edge, because you're just trying to take the lever off it. And I think as it came out to me, all I'm concentrating is just get a good strike, head over the ball, and to me that ends up in the bottom corner of the net, which was great. I can't remember scoring for West Brom. I thought, do you know what? I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, when I moved on to West Brom in the Premier League, but I think it might be my one and only goal.
Yeah. Well,
Darren, sorry, mate. Getting back to the Villa match, they had an Argentinian centre forward, didn't they? What did he say to you after you gave him a bit of a steadier? And he must have landed eventually.
Juan Pablo?
Yeah. Yes, that was his name. Angel. Yeah. What did he say to you after you put him into orbit?
I never said anything. Listen, do you know what? I look back on it now. It's a terrible tackle. You know what I mean? It's a straight red all day long. It's a terrible tackle, but you could half get away with it back then. I had a few of them in my career as well. More often than not, got sent off for them. But it's like I never said anything to him. It was a bad tackle, left one on him. But we needed. When you're playing against the likes of Villa, that was sort of established in the Premier League and stuff like that. You needed to have that other side to you, and we would leave things on people and do the nasty side of the game. And I think I played in 6 Villa Blues derbies and never lost one, which is probably a stat I'm really proud of.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. Claire, you got your quick fire questions ready. What we're going to do now, Percy, is Claire's going to ask you some quick fire questions just for a minute or so, if that's okay.
No problem. Crack on.
Yeah. What's your best Blues performance?
Best Blues? You're saying quick fire. I can't remember. Listen, I go to Worthing Cup final, probably the biggest game for me for Blues, and I did all right in it. I'm disappointed with a goal, but yeah, probably the Worthing Cup final.
Who would be your assistant if you was a manager?
What, as in from Blues?
Just anyone, or whoever you played with, or
I've got a few people in mind, but if I'm going for somebody who I played with at Blues, I'd say Jono.
Nice. One Blues player from the past that you would have liked to play with but didn't?
I'm going. It can be after I was there, can't it?
Yeah.
Dukey, because I used to love watching him play. Just he was that sort of. He would have fitted in really well in the teams that we played for back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. What is one thing do you wish you were better as a player, better at?
Probably calmer-headed, I'd say.
That was part of your playing style, though, wasn't it?
A little bit, but then also I always wanted to go a season where I played every game. And there was about half a dozen seasons where I was fit for every single game, but always missed a game through suspension. So, I know, would I have been as good a player as the best compliment I'll get is I bump into people I played against nowadays, and they used to, I hate playing against you. And I'm like, well, that was my job. You know what I mean? And I really enjoy that. That's what people say. It probably don't help me from a friend's point of view, but yeah, it's quite a nice compliment to have.
Who at Blues impressed you the most the first time you saw them in training?
Brian Hughes, Yoda. Such a quality player. other than Granger, I got on really well with Yuzi as well. And he was a top player. He could do anything. You know, some of the goals he scored. Everybody talks about the Bergkamp goal when he flicks it over his head. He did the same. You know, with that little flick. I'm trying to think. Maybe Derby at home, was it, or something like that?
Watford, wasn't it?
Watford at home.
Yeah, the Friday night. Yeah,
great goal, and he had that quality in him, and he was class.
Yeah.
What's the best half-time team talk you've ever experienced?
The best half-time. It's not half-time. It was at full time, but it was half-time in the playoffs. Right, and we had. So I'm going to take it from. And I always remember Frank Barlow.
Yeah.
Barlow,
Trevor's one of Trevor's assistants and all that sort of stuff. So we'd won. I'm trying to think who we beat at home in the playoffs. Right?
Preston.
Preston.
Might have been. I'm trying to think who it was. Right? And as we walked in, he lifted up a flip chart, and on it was, this might kids if this is really bad. He said, "Don't start sucking each other's dicks yet, because we hadn't done anything." So that was the best half-time. And it's half-time out of the playoff semi-final, home and away. But he put it on there to try and keep us all grounded. You know what I mean? That we hadn't won anything. And then invariably we lost the second game anyway. But yeah, that was probably the half-time one that was class.
That was painful, wasn't it? That second leg, gee,
it was
horse it both post in the horse, and it went.
But in the game, we should have won the game 3-4-1 away from home. But managed to draw it and then lose on penalties. It was mad.
Yeah.
I don't know how to carry on with that one. That was.
I apologise to the kids that are out there and stuff like that. But it's one thing that always sticks in my mind, and all he was just trying to do is like keep everybody's feet on the ground. It was a great thing because he just flipped the chart over and everybody just pissed themselves laughing at it. So, yeah.
What was the name of the Orient manager who gave you a bit of a half-time telling off on the telly?
Listen, this is one. I loved playing for John Sitton. He was an exceptional coach.
That documentary.
He was my youth team manager at Orient. Taught me so much about the game. He was a fella centre half. Taught me so much about the game from like 16 to 18. But like the documentary just killed him, you know, because he was working for the English FA at the time, doing all the coach education and all that sort of stuff. Because he was on the training pitch, he was exceptional. And it's just like he just struggled with that sort of man management side. It's one of the biggest things for managers to get. It's like when you can go and have a dig at someone, when you've got to pick people up, and you've got to be quite personal. There are times when you need to do that. But they're few and far between nowadays. And it probably killed his managerial and his coaching career because he was exceptional at what he did. I loved playing for him, and I wouldn't have a bad word said about him because he was top class.
Claire, you got any more, or shall we move on?
Oh no, we can move on now. I think we got the who, haven't we? In the
I was just going to ask you, Pursey, as well. You see much of Blues nowadays, and you know what are your thoughts on and off the field at the moment?
I watched a bit of them last year, and they were class. Obviously, did a bit of work sort of at the end of the season, sort of looking at how they'd got on in League One, and obviously looking at how we could go and do well this year in League One. I think the biggest thing was just away from home, they ground out results.
Yeah,
I think the stat that I looked into was they never won a game by more than one goal away from home last year. Don't know if that's right or something, but when I was sitting with the stat,
I think it's right. Yeah,
I think that is right.
But it just shows you how tight the division is, you know. So that was highlighting for especially how well they did and how comfortable it was in the end for them to get promoted to not win by more than one goal away from home was
actually being a nerd, we beat Wigan 3-0 away.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah. There you go. They never beat a team by more than one goal who didn't begin with W. I think that was the stat. But anyway, to do 23 games out of 20, or 22 out of 23 games to do it just shows you how tight it is. So, so I watched a bit of them last year. It's not so much this year. I know Chrissy Davis pretty well. I did my A licence with him. Top fella, excellent coach on the field. And hopefully it sort of try and continue to progress and do well. The Championships are a relentless league, mate.
Oh no!
You know, and it's anybody can beat anyone. If you looked at the division at this moment in time, would you see Millwall in second place at the minute, and would you see Coventry probably leading it? No. You know, and it just shows you how random the division can be.
Yeah, definitely. And then the next thing is the who. So what Chris is going to do now is play someone talking that you played with, and I'm hoping you might know who this is.
I wish I'd never got this one there. I shouldn't have put this one up. Okay, this will last 3 seconds.
The passion's obviously still there for football, then?
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, I still play with Sal now and again during the week with a few mates, so I'm trying to play a bit of football myself, but I've played at a decent level. I think I'll play more this fall.
Who's that?
That's Chrissy Holland, isn't it?
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
Psychic.
Oh, brilliant. What's the odds of that? Did you know they were best mates, Chris?
No.
Bloody hell, go and put your lottery numbers on.
I ain't got a clue.
Madness.
All good.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a 1 out of 2 ain't bad. There you go.
Well done.
Yeah, no, really good. So obviously then we talk to us about the promotion then to the Premier League. Let's go back to that day, Norwich in Cardiff, and what a day that was. Probably my best Blues day. That minute that Darren Carter scores that penalty. I know you suspended, but for you, obviously it still must have been very special, even though you wasn't playing.
Yeah, so you pick a game where I didn't play. You know what I mean? Listen, do you know what? I was gutted because I played pretty much every game that season.
Yeah.
And I think I got sent off leading into it against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
So I think we needed to win the game, and I think there was about 10 minutes left, and we was 1-0 up. So I'll take all the credit for us getting promoted that year, because if I hadn't, Sheffield United might have gone through and scored, and we wouldn't have even been in the playoffs, you know. But no, it's good, bittersweet for me because I didn't play in it. But obviously, I think Steve Vickers came in for me and played alongside Jono in the day.
Yeah.
Celebrated like I played in it. You know, it was it was brilliant. You know, so for me, it was a bit bittersweet, but just brilliant to get promoted and to test yourself in the Premier League against the best players in the world, and for obviously lucky enough to do it in a blue shirt.
If you were sent off against Sheffield United, then why did you meet? What were you? Because you played in the semi-finals, didn't you?
The thing is, it was 7 days or 14 days or something like that. It was. So I think back then I think Sheffield United had been the last game of the season. I don't know how it worked out. And then we played Millwall Thursday, Monday, and it was like it must have been 10 days. So I could play in the 2 semi-final games, but couldn't play in the final. So for me, the 2 Millwall games were my final. You know, and I tried to play as if they were. I knew I was going to miss the final if we got there. So I sort of played as if it was my final.
Yeah.
Probably maybe got an extra 5-10%. It helped that I was playing against Millwall as well.
Yeah.
And I think I had 2 really good games in them games. So that was me done. And then sort of it was down to the rest of the lads then to go and finish it off and win the game. And obviously, I remember speaking to Granger at half time, trying to pick him up because he made the mistake for the goal, didn't he? For the Ewan Roberts goal, and he was fuming. But sort of at half time, just trying to pick him up because he was a big player for us back in the day. And and he sort of came back and had a good game after that.
Just quickly, how many red cards did you get?
Oh, I don't know, a load, mate. Double figures.
Double figures. Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know what the record is for the number of red cards, but I got a few, mate. Even like when I dropped down, you like to think the older you get, the wiser you get. But I think I got sent off twice at Plymouth when I was 37. You know, I think that was more because I was so slow.
All deserved. All deserved.
No, I remember getting sent off at QPR, and Andy Durso was the referee.
Yeah.
You know when because Lee Cook, who I kicked that day, was he's an agent now, so I speak to him regularly. Sort of signed a couple of players off him, and he said he was never a sending off. And I've looked back on it, it weren't. But Andy Durso hated me. It is what it is, you know. I say to our boys now, referees are poor. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Was it Andy Durso who was the referee at Preston when we had all that penalty nonsense? Wasn't it him?
Was he manager for there, or was he the referee for there as well?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it might have been.
Capitals fans, it's time to rock the red and get in the game. Check out all the special ticket offers, theme nights, and giveaways for upcoming Caps games at Capital One Arena. Secure your seat and be there live. Get your tickets today at washcaps.com/tickets.
The NFL is back, and FanDuel's got everything you need to play your game, from same-game parlays to live betting. Right now, new customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. 21 plus and present in select states. 18 plus in Kentucky and Wyoming. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah. Because the story I heard was that as soon as the referee thought it was a good idea to take the penalties at the empty end, the manager, Preston, what's his name, got his safety officer and the police to get it changed to the other end.
I think they actually before the game. I think before the game they'd tossed a coin for it and chose which end it was going to be. And I think the police actually recommended it being at the end where there was no fans. So I don't know why it changed. I don't know. But it was
actually, Pursey, you know when Trevor went mad at that, did you think it did affect the shootout? Do you think it did? I
don't know, mate. At the end of the day, I don't know. Everybody can use it as an excuse, can't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna blame the reason I hit a post there because Trevor went mad at it and we had to wait about 15 minutes. You missed the penalty. It is what it is. You should score. I think I missed 2 in my career. One was that, and one was for Cardiff. And it was gutted. But was it because we was whinging about what end it was going to be and we delayed it all? Probably not. Just
remember that signature run up as well, where you're back to the ball and then spinning round.
Yeah, but I've done it for since I was a kid. It's what you did. I always had in the head that as long as you couldn't see the goalkeeper couldn't see you, he couldn't see what way you was looking, couldn't get in your head. You just put the ball down, turn around. There's nothing that you're looking for. I knew where I was going to put every penalty that I took. It's all about striking it cleanly and like I said, probably say 9 times out of 10 it hit the back of the net, which was fortunate.
Yeah, and what was the best atmosphere you say you ever played in?
Ipswich at home, mate. Semi-final, unreal, mate. Listen, as much as you're playing in it, and it's mad because when you played, you did get noticed the fans more often than not. You know what I mean? You're just so engrossed in the game.
Yeah.
But that night was unreal, and I'd love to have been in the stands because the stands must have been bouncing.
They were bouncing. They actually
it was unreal.
It was like rubber. Yeah.
Yeah, Villa as well was a bit like that Monday night.
Yeah, the Villa one seemed that for me were probably, I know, say a little bit subdued, but yeah, I think they I don't think they quite hit the heights of that game, but they from me personally, that's just my personal. A few of the other boys that played in it might think the Villa game was better, but that Ipswich game going to extra time and the goals, the way they come around and stuff like that was mad. It was unreal.
Yeah, brilliant night that was. We've had some Andrews, haven't we? And those two in particular, the first Villa one, and then the Ipswich one as well. Were just
who the hell put the first Villa Blues derby for 20 odd years on a Monday night? Was it a Monday night game?
Yeah, Monday night. Yeah,
in the evening.
8 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody saw that picture. Book the day off. Film the post from 1 o'clock. Oh yes.
It was mad. I don't know. But yeah, it made for a good atmosphere.
I do think, Des, that as an experienced football watcher of 60-odd years, a local derby, especially against them, is too tense to be noisy. You bite your fingernails and you're thinking, every tackle whereas the Ipswich game, it was a win or bust. And we got nothing, no axe to grind with Ipswich, but it was just a win or bust. And you just let yourself go there. But my experience of watching derby games, you're like this all the time.
You must have enjoyed the last sort of 20 minutes, half an hour when we were 3-0 up though, and enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're good ones to enjoy them last few minutes of them games.
I just remember standing there, the floor bouncing underneath me, and everyone singing, "Can we play you every week?"
Yeah.
But everyone was singing. Yeah, brilliant night.
No, brilliant.
So
good times.
Yeah. Craig, do you want to talk about the ladies' team for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, so I mean, a bit of a disappointing result on Sunday, to be honest. It was first versus second. Charlton came out, got an early goal, and then I mean, we were talking about the men's earlier and saying that we just weren't clinical, and that's exactly what it was for the ladies. We created so many opportunities, but just couldn't put them away, and it was a disappointing result at the end. But you know, there's still lots of the season to go. Ultimately, the two best teams in the league, I think, by a mile at the moment, and that's no doubt the positioning it all way up at the end of the season in terms of promotions. But loads of key points to take away. You know, we created chances, just couldn't put them away. There was a great attendance there. You know, thank you to all those that were involved with the Diwali celebrations, the 150th flags that were handed out by myself. I think I was just shy of 500 flags that I handed out to people coming into the stadium, which was great and helped build up the day as well. And Amy herself said at the end, there are certain things that you can control. So we had the control, we had those opportunities to score the goals, and we couldn't. What we couldn't do was control, and we talk about it for the men's game a lot, but the appalling standard of officiating that was at that particular game. I really cannot understand some of the decisions that were seen, and it wasn't just the refereeing, it was the lines people as well. So, you know, full stop, it's spoiling the game, both men's and women's game at the moment. The standard of officiating is spoiling things and needs to be looked at. But no excuses. We lost the game 1-0. Got to learn from that. A very tough game next Monday now against Nottingham Forest, which is going to be key. You know, we've got to bounce back and we've got to get the result down there to help us back into where we should be and maintain that second spot, looking towards building on it and getting back into the top spot, because at the end of the season, second, as they say in America, is a loser. We need, albeit it could be promotion, we want to lift that trophy. So again, some big games coming up. You know, watch out for details and look, if you can get down to the games, please do. It's a great opportunity for the family, and it's a good Sunday afternoon out. So if you get the opportunity, come down next time.
Yeah. Claire, any sort of, before, just to wrap up, any your sort of memories from when you was young watching Pursey play?
I think the main one's probably the Liverpool game. It was always the oversized top.
Yeah.
It used to always be massive, didn't they? And running around, and the hair. Yeah. Always a solid centre back.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got any shirts, Pursey, from when you played for us? You kept many?
Not really, mate. I haven't kept any.
No,
I've got none really. I've got the only shirts I've got Jamie Carragher's from the Worthington Cup final.
Yeah,
I've got that framed with my shirt, his shirt, and the medal. I've got a couple of the England shirts, England under-21 shirts, and I've got my FA Cup final shirt from Cardiff.
Yeah,
but that's it. I haven't got anything else. Yeah.
That in the England under-21s, who was in that squad that year that you?
Who was in the squad? I'm trying to think back. We had like people like John Curtis, who played for Man United.
Yeah.
Not that many came through. Andy Marshall was in goal. There's not that many that came out of it that actually went on to have really, really good careers. You know.
No.
Nicky Butt, was Nicky Butt there?
No, Nicky Butt weren't in it.
Oh.
I mean, he was a little bit younger than me, I'm saying.
Danny Murphy? No?
Yes, Danny Murphy was right back. Yeah. So went on a half-decent career.
Yeah.
But I can't remember too many players from it.
No? Okay. No worries. We really appreciate you taking the time out, mate, to join us tonight. Thanks very much. And thanks again for all the service you gave to our great club over the years you was with us. It was a pleasure to be on the terraces watching, obviously, that group of players and yourself play for us as well.
Predictions.
Yeah, so just before we go, sorry, Chris. Predictions. So tomorrow night against Millwall, I think we will scrape it 1-0. And at Middlesbrough away on Saturday, I think we'll draw 1-1. Claire?
Can see us getting a 2-1 against Millwall.
Sorry, Pursey.
I dread the 3-hour drive to Middlesbrough. Normally we don't do very well. So I'll take a 1-1 against Middlesbrough.
Pursey, what do you reckon tomorrow night? And we got Middlesbrough away.
It's a tough run of fixtures, that, isn't it? I could see a draw tomorrow night. I could see that, which obviously I'd be happy with. I'm sure all the Blues fans are. If anybody's going to nick it, I'd probably say Blues to nick it. It's two tough games, haven't they?
Yeah.
Especially the way Middlesbrough and Middlesbrough and Millwall started. So, yeah, if they walk away unbeaten out of two of them and nick a win out of one of them, then it'd be a good return.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope for Chrissy as well. To be fair, because he's a top fella, and I hope he continues on the good work he's been doing.
Could you see him going on to do what he's doing as well? By the way, could you see him going on to manage?
Probably not as a manager. That I always see him working under Brendan as a coach.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a natural. If you enjoy your coaching and see and you've got aspirations of it, it's just a natural development for him. And obviously, he's had some real decent clubs where he's been assistant manager under some real good coaches as well, some real good managers. So. I think it's only natural for him, and he's took to it like a duck to water. He's had a great couple of years doing it, so long may it continue for him.
Absolutely, yeah. Craig?
1-0 tomorrow night. I think it'll be a very, very tight. Millwall are coming into the game with a few injuries, might play into our favour. Striker being one of them. So, nice to see as... Sounds horrible, but nice to see that they've got players that are not going to be there scoring the goals.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the weekend, Hart-Fort 1-1. So 1-0 tomorrow, 1-1 the weekend.
Same as me, yeah. Alan?
I kind of agree with the score lines, the 1-0 and the 1-1, but I really would like to see us score a couple of goals at least against Millwall and maybe keep a clean sheet. I prefer a 0-0 to a 1-1, to be honest.
Yeah, keep another clean sheet.
Yeah.
Bro?
I'm like most people. I think we'll scrape it tomorrow. I'm going to go 1-0. I think Kyogo might score tomorrow. He'll get up and running. Tough play Saturday because we rarely do well there. So I'm going to say, not being negative, I think we'll probably lose 2-0.
Robe, dear me.
How to lower things at the end of the show.
How is that not being negative?
I know, I was about to...
But when it comes to May and we're in the top 6, it won't really matter.
Nice try, but it's all on record.
Robe, if we lose 2-0 now and I've travelled the 6-hour round trip, I'm not going to be very happy and I'm going to blame you.
That was a better save, Robe, than one. That was a better save, Robe, than one of Percy's goal line clearances at Highbury back in the day. Okay, last but not least, Chris.
I'm going for a 2-0 win tomorrow night, but a 2-1 loss.
Right, yeah, okay.
The message board, Jason Hughes is saying Blues 2-1 tomorrow. However, he feels as though it'll be a defeat at Borough. Mike Hill's gone 2-1 Blues tomorrow, 1-1 on Saturday. Adam Wilkes 2-1 against Millwall and a loss against Borough 1-0. Dave Twine is saying 1-0 tomorrow and a 0-1. So therefore, he's going for 6 points. Jason Hughes apparently is saying, fair play, Robe, a bit of honesty. Don't big his head up, it's not needed. That's it on the board that I've got at the moment.
Okay, so we've gone well into Fergie time now, haven't we, Chris?
We have, yes.
Okay, so we've been Tilton Talk Show sponsored by AMG Logistics. Thanks again, Percy, for joining us. It's good night from me, and it's good night from Craig Courtney.
It's good night from me. Come on, Blues, let's keep this run going. And I'll hand over to the one and only Claire Wildham.
It's good night from me. I'm keeping the faith and believing. Safe travels on Saturday to everyone that's going, and it's a good night from Robe, so he doesn't mess up.
I got this right last week, because I think there was less fuss around.
Less
So
people, yeah.
good, good night from me.
She's cutting up already.
It's a good night from me, and I'll pass over to Alan.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. And just like to say to Darren from Pablo Angels, I don't even know what Spanish is for thank you. Anyway. Good night.
Gracias.
Who's got a grassy arse?
Gracias. Yeah.
Thank you.
Firstly.
Yeah, saving the best. Well, good night from you, Chris. Good night from Chris Brown.
Yeah, it's good night from me. Thanks everybody for listening and watching, and I'll hand you over to Percy.
Thanks everyone for listening. Hope you had a good night. And, great to speak to you all. Keep right on.
Good night.
All the best, mate.
Good night.
Just noticed at the end of there, it sounds like the end of the road. We all wish it was.
That's not very. It's not Christmas, is it? It's not very festive. But, yeah.
I don't know. The German market's up now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
You've have been there, Percy, the German market in Birmingham.
It used to be our little. Me and the wife used to go to Birmingham Christmas market every Christmas Eve for about 7 or 8 years, and then since we moved to Cardiff, we've got one here, so we just go to this one. But yeah, we love a little German market, mate. A few beers, it's decent.
Bit of mulled wine as well.
Yeah, fall asleep on the train home, job done.
Job done, yeah. Happy days.
bit versed to wear.
Only had a few. You know what I mean? Bit of mulled wine as well. It was decent.
Yeah.
What did you say? A bit purse for where?
Versed.
Oh, I thought you said purse.
He was trying to be funny. I emphasise the word trying.
That was worse than the Christmas.
Never try to be funny.
It was very trying.
Yeah. So
we love you, Mark.
Are we off now?
And we're off.
Okay. Yeah, Percy, cheers, mate. I'll let you stand up.
Boys and girls,
thank you.
Thank you. Great show. Lovely. Good stuff.
Enjoy the game tomorrow night. Enjoy your travels at the weekend.
Thank you.
Good to speak to you all.
Good luck to you. Good team this season as well, mate. Hope you do well.
Yeah.
And girls.
Good stuff. Nice one. I'm going as well.
Cheers, all.
Bye.
Like that.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Brilliant. Right, so just got to wait for the others to come in there then. Oh, it's bleeding late.
I know, like it's 20 past. Like, come on, guys.
Come on, I've got to set the bleeding cameras up. Egg, all gone now. All gone. No more food. No more.
Here they come. Here comes the cabaret.
Oh, no. No, it's road.
No, wait, hang on.
There it is. Oh.
It is.
Sideways. Turn it back. That's better, probably. Yep, that's it.
There you go. How is everyone?
All good. All good. Good.
First day back at work. It was all right.
Oh, of course, yeah. It was another holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah, 6 o'clock this morning was not okay, but
No,
it was a bit early, to be fair.
It's always worse first day back to get back in routine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Literally, I woke up at 10 to 6 and I was like, I've got 10 minutes. You know, when you lie there with your eyes closed, like, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I got told I was getting an award today.
Oh, right, okay.
For a 15 years service.
Oh,
right, okay.
Did you get it?
No, I've got to get there. They're doing like an awards. They're doing like an awards. Well, I'll say an evening. It's like 5 till. I think it's the day we play out. Albeit it's 5 till 7, half 7, something like that. So it's just you get like a nice. You get like a certificate and a badge on that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You can put it on the wall behind you.
Yeah.
Good evening, Alan.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
How happy everyone is today.
I'm not happy.
Why?
Roger.
One person has to ruin it. Hi, Craig.
I'm not happy because Rogue's turned up. I mean, if he hadn't have been here, I'd have been absolutely ecstatic.
Evening, Craig.
You don't mean that.
Evening, Craig. You're right.
You're right, Chris. I don't mean it. I really mean it. That's the way it should be.
Everyone all right? Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. Do you have a nice holiday, Paul?
I did, thanks, mate. Yeah, good.
You're good.
Yeah,
You went
nice.
to Corfu, wasn't it?
Yeah, nice hotel. It was a proper spa sort of retreat hotel.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That sounds nice.
Was it?
Not. But I just wish there was a bit more going on of an evening.
I was going to say, because I went to Corfu a few years back. Was it Ipsos by any chance?
No, Dacia.
Dacia. Okay. My brother's going on honeymoon to Greece, and I'm pretty sure they're going to Dacia.
Yeah.
I think they're going on it. Yeah.
ICOS hotel we was in Dacia. It was proper like top drawer, like the service and the quality of the hotel and everything was. You even got like turned down service. The beds like your duvet's been turned down. There's 2 biscuits on the bed waiting and everything, things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but that was long enough for me to do something like that. If you know what I mean, a week.
Yeah.
Rogue's used to being in closed air spaces for prolonged periods of time, so he'd be used to it and not doing that in the same space.
When Paul mentioned biscuits, isn't it? My eyes lit up.
I've arranged for Pursey to join us at 7. All right.
Yeah, fine. That's great.
We can have a chat for half an hour, and then he'll join us when we're live at 7 o'clock. So
Finally, someone I can actually, as I grew up watching.
Yeah. Obviously Granger was another one, wasn't he, that we got on? We haven't had. I mean, we've got Martin O'Connor next week as well, so that'll be good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got Richard Wilford coming on as well. I think he'll be good for the Baggies game because he'll know obviously more about them, won't he?
What date's Wilf coming on?
24th.
So, we're going to have shitloads to potentially talk about on that date,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a good one because he obviously talks to them. Do you know what I mean? And I thought with West Brom coming up and everything else.
Stadium, West Brom, potentially, dare we say, award winners.
When we have a guest on, when we have like a former player on, I always like to wear a shirt that they played in.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I just don't have any of my shirts here. They're all hung up in my old wardrobe.
And you got this one, Craig, no?
I've got the original somewhere in the.
I've got that one. It's in my wardrobe.
How does that sound now? Any better?
Still the same. It's literally, like I say, it's like you're
not that bad.
A distance away from your mic, stroke on a computer. That's what it sounds like.
Say something again, Chris. Say something
One,
again.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you just sound a bit further away, a bit not echoey, but just like you're further away, which you are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's my
That's
my talk code.
Is that a flying carpet behind you?
It's not a flying carpet, but it's foreign of some description. I can't remember where it comes from.
We'll have to call you Aladdin.
I've just thought, where's Meredith?
Meredith. He's got work commitments now, hasn't he? He's
He has to work for a living.
Not ready to go now. Okay, I'll have my mic on for a bit. I'll have mine on for a bit, and then I'll change it. I'll change it halfway through. Right, and are we ready to go? Are we?
Yeah. Ready when you are.
Oh, let's just find it.
And my computer's going crackers. What you doing, Chris?